Hi, yeah, sorry, I have a tickle in my throat, so we're just gonna do this anyway. Hi, how are you guys? How are you folks? It's Thursday. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. So, cool. How to feel like yourself again. This is what we're talking about and why it matters. This is huge. Okay. Why this is like a huge topic, and we're gonna keep it. This is the mini masterclass. We do these twice a week. We keep them short and sweet. I aim for under 15 minutes. Most of the time, that means they're under 20 because there's always more stuff that pops into my head as we talk about it. But this mini masterclass is how to feel like yourself again and why it matters. Big deal. So let me know if you're watching live or watching the replay. Drop me a wee cheeky emoji. You get to decide what the cheeky emoji is. Anyway, so how to feel like yourself again. So why this matters so much is so often I've been working with a number of new clients. So I normally have very limited one-to-one spots available for my full like vibrant success, which is the 6-month package where we do everything. It's amazing. And I only open up spots a few times a year, and it's generally pretty limited. But I've been opening up way more spots because of energetic styling, which is my new service, which is a 1-month long engagement and just means I can take more people on. So I've had 6 people sign up for this so far. And so that's 6 new clients that I'm bringing on. And so it's just been really interesting to have like a big influx of new clients, and there's more people coming in all the time too. To really go back to hearing the kind of key things people are saying as they enter into a new coaching container. And one of the big things is I just want to feel like myself again. There's something that is really universal around this. My clients are entrepreneurs. They are fabulous. They are on their A game. A lot of them are at least at the 6-figure mark. Some are at the 7-figure mark. And I do have a few that are really just getting going. They want to build a business and a life together that is vibrant and feels really true to them. But these are people who, if they're just setting out, they've had like quote unquote success in a lot of other areas too. So these are people who are used to really nailing it, who have creative patterns and behaviors and have the raw skills to really make things happen. And when people tend to come to me, there's a universal theme of I want to feel like that again, or I want to feel like myself again. Like I haven't been present in conversations for a couple of years. Um, every time I have coffee with a friend, like my brain is on my to-do list, or I used to be able to do this, and this was a big thing. I'll be super candid for me too, was I was someone for years who could work all the hours under the sun, whose brain never failed them. Like my brain was always on. I would remember details about every single person I interacted with and be able to pull them out of the drop of the hat when I was selling and consulting with them, and would just have it within me so easily and accessible to just do everything I needed to do. And then when I relocated to the States after a very difficult few years where I was completely burned out, I was diagnosed with PTSD, like a very tricky time in my life. I lost that a little bit, and that sense of, and I started building my coaching practice kind of from this place of, well, I used to be able to do this, now I can't, so it's not going to be as good. And I really needed to turn this around. And a lot of my clients come to me with this too, which is like, I used to be able to do this. This is how I was, and I can't access it anymore. Like, what's wrong? And so being able to feel like yourself again is such an important part of how I coach, why I coach, who I coach. But there's always an aspect of, so often it's about like how to feel like yourself is in the context of, well, I want to do more is a big one. I want to feel more fun and free again. A lot of this comes up, especially around sexuality and sensuality, of like, well, I used to feel this way, and now I can't quite tap into that. And a lot around play and fun, and I used to, like, I was this way, and there's just this kind of disconnect that seems to have happened. So people come to me with this all the time, and they want to feel like themselves again. Because when you don't feel like yourself, things feel hard. Decisions feel hard. You second guess yourself a whole bunch more. And that is no way to live, and it's no way to run a business. Yeah. So when you feel like yourself, that's often when the magic really happens. And that's why we always want to tap into it. And so a big part of what I'm doing with clients through my Live Vibrantly method is, how do we come back to that? And like, to me, vibrancy is who you are at your core, your true essence. So when you feel like yourself, that's your vibrancy coming through. That's your your vibrancy poking through the mesh or whatever. And so we want to tap into that, and a lot of things get in the way. Here's the annoying thing, like, a lot of things get in the way of you feeling like yourself, and that's why it can often feel like the hardest thing to do. So you'll hear me say this once, you'll hear me say this many times. This stuff is hard, and so you get to give yourself a break. Like, don't beat yourself up and make yourself wrong for this. Hi, future at play. How to feel like yourself isn't always the easiest thing to do, because we have so many years and memories and like little neural pathways in our brain that reinforce that actually, like, being ourselves isn't always that good, or we should be doing it this way, or we should be listening to the expert, etc. And I think you get to just feel like yourself again. So, okay, well, this is why people coach with me. And also, how you do it is, it's really a process. Like, one of the easiest ways I have found to do this, though, is energetic styling. And this is why I'm such a fan of this service, because it is one of the simplest ways to tap back into that. And I've always known the power of clothes, like always, always, always. For many years, when I was running startups in emerging markets, my side business project, I know exactly why I felt like I needed a side project. But why I always had a side business, and it was vintage clothing. And like, really what I started to see was how, when people wore something that made them feel fab, or made them feel good, or like, just like we're in the vibe of like trying things on and experimenting and playing, when I would do pop-up events, how good they felt, and they would just start glowing. And I was like, there's something here. There's something here that's less about them putting on something they're supposed to wear, but something that feels so good to them. And so often people come up to me, and this was in Lusaka in Zambia, Nairobi in Kenya, so I ran these businesses. They come up to me all the time. They'd be like, oh my gosh, I just feel so good. I feel so me in this outfit, because they've been wearing something I already sold them. And it's so magic. So I knew that there was something there. And then as I got like further and further into it, and I was like coming out of this really difficult period of my life, and I had moved to Seattle, which like doesn't necessarily jive with me on an energetic level. I put on a bit of weight. My body didn't feel like quite like my own. I remember getting visited by a friend, my friend Alex, and he's another Brit in America, and it's just he's so lovely to spend time with because of that. And he just looked at me and he's like, Ellie, what? He's like, Ellie, you seem sad. You don't seem like you. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, look at this. You're wearing like an outfit that anybody in Seattle will wear. Like, why are you making yourself smaller? Why are you making, oh, hi, family. Why are you making yourself small? Why are you like wearing, like, he's like, you just lost a bit of your pizzazz. And it like floored me that he would just like look into my soul and be like, I'm calling you out on this. And that's when I started to really put these pieces together, that clothes are this amazing tool that we have. They're an amazing metaphor for everything in life that we want to release, practice, deepen, live by, align with. Like, we can take it in so many different directions, but they're one of the most powerful ways to feel like yourself again. And when you feel like yourself, that's when the magic happens. That is why when people go through the energetic styling process, they double their prices the next day. I'm not joking. This happens. I've taken so many people through this process now. Like, so many people have doubled their prices when we start. People hire a team within a week. They have 6-figure launches when they've only ever had 5. Like, only. Every launch is wonderful. Hi, Bricks and Thread Vintage. I don't know why I can't read today. I'm literally like an old granny being like, what are these words? Anyway, but why people like suddenly like elevate their business, do things they've finally been looking for, it's because they feel like themselves and they're taking direction, they're taking action from that perspective. And this is kind of the golden goose of so many like programs you've probably bought, or coaches you've hired, or the new branding that you've done, is always, and even if it's not in those words, but to come back to yourself, to come back to, oh, I know, family on the go, when you feel like yourself, that's when the, yes, magnetic happens. I know, I love it. Sometimes I say good words, like very rarely, but sometimes I say them and it makes me happy. Anyway, but this is the thing, it's like, it's so elusive. We all know, like, you have to feel like yourself. You have to, like, we get taught this so much in the online business, like, channel yourself. That's what people are buying into. Like, there's this, but very rarely do we have a nice, simple, and fun, let me be clear, fun is a priority way of doing this. And that's what we do with energetic styling. We're like, all right, let's make you feel like yourself again. And so often, like we kind of have this trippy view of clothes. And this is something that the patriarchy has told us and reinforced, that clothes are somehow to be someone else, or clothes are somehow to fix all the problems, or improve yourself in a way that makes you more palatable. Like, make yourself smaller, make yourself more approachable, make yourself more appropriate. Wear things that are flattering, aka don't take up space, don't be too noisy, don't be garish, don't be loud, all of this stuff. And so we're getting real mixed messages. And that's why I think clothes can be such a radical act, because really they are an avenue for you to come back to yourself. Like, today I am like on my cycle, like my brain is mush, like I am not here. And so I was like, how am I going to feel like me again in a really comfortable way? So I put on my like black and gold spangly jumpsuit, and like that allowed me to be myself, even with a foggy brain. It's all good. So that's the power of energetic styling. And like, even if you don't do the service with me, like, I don't really care. Like, you don't need to spend $1 with me. It's fine. But you still get to access what this advocates for. which is you get to feel like yourself in a really easeful way. So use the stuff that's around you. Like when we tend to think of like coming back to ourselves, this like overly complicated like ritual that we need to do, or we need to go like on retreat or whatever. And like we just get to like do it at home with ourselves and have fun with it. So how to feel like yourself. Put on something that makes you feel like yourself. And if you don't know what that is, get curious and play. And here's the other good thing about clothes. They don't really matter. Especially if you wear them, nobody needs to actually see you. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, try it. And if it doesn't make you feel like yourself, like, try something else. Simple. It gets to be playful, it gets to be fun. Honestly. Okay. That was me. How to feel like yourself. Honestly, wear something that makes you feel like yourself. Whatever that is. We all have something. And even if it's just like a texture that you like, that's a big thing that we do with energetic styling is we think about like, how does this feel on me? Even if it's a color that you like or a piece that you like that reminds you of a time when you really felt like you, like there's so many access points in, and it's beautiful. So how to feel more like yourself, how to feel like yourself again. Put on something that makes you feel like yourself. I am a big fan of just like straightforward, tangible tools. I'm not gonna lie, like simple often works best. So play with that. Let me know how it goes. And yeah, like I said, my brain is not particularly functioning today, as you can probably tell, and that's fine. So tell me like what landed with you, and I'm going to drop some more details about energetic styling because I honestly think it is the best tool that we have, like I have ever shared with the world. And I want you more than anything to feel like yourself again, because when you do, when you stop feeling lost or you stop pining for that version of you, like that's when like magic happens. Okay. All right. So I will be back next Tuesday for another mini masterclass. Yay. About a topic that I haven't decided yet. So I will tell you more very soon. Okay. For now, have a wonderful Thursday. I am off to put a heat pad on my belly and snuggle with my dog while I write some emails. So you enjoy whatever you're doing. I'm definitely going to go enjoy that, and I will chat with you all very soon. All right. Bye, bye, bye. Let's end you guys. Bye.